Hello guys, today I'll be making a somewhat quick and hopefully very comprehensive guide on how to flip and make currency in Path of Exiles. Many ways are good and possible to make currency in Path of Exiles, and this being my first league, I did a little bit of research beforehand and figured out what I wanted to do was flip. I had quite a bit of base knowledge from other video games I've played and just in real life economy classes. So flipping to me felt natural, felt good. So I watched a few videos on how to flip because I didn't really know the worth of certain currencies and whatnot. And reading the comment sections, I realized that a lot of people don't know what to price certain things at, like what to price an exalted orb at if they want to flip it and what to pay for it. So there's got to be a difference in what you pay for it versus what you sell it at to make profit and therefore make money flipping because that's the whole point of flipping. You buy low, sell high. And a lot of people in the comments are always asking, how do you know how to buy this for and how do you know how to sell it for and where's the profit and all that. So I decided to make a somewhat, hopefully, very comprehensive guide on how to make money flipping. So there's many tools you can use, such as acquisition and whatnot. I just use good old PoE.trade. I go to currency market and then manage your shop and then your league, which is Harbinger, which is what I'm playing, Harbinger. And then you have all your rates and everything you want to buy for everything you want to sell and the rates. So for I think what a very good example for flipping is right now currently is exalts to alterations. So if I have an exalted orb and I want some alterations, I will get roughly 820, 805, let's just say 800. I'm going to get 800 alterations for my one exalted orb. That it seems to be the current rate. If I, on the other hand, have alterations and would like an exalted orb, I'm gonna somehow have to pay 900, 940,000, over 1,000 alterations for an exalted orb. So this is how flipping works, basically. If you followed through, what you're going to do to price your items is basically what I just did. You're going to go to Exalted Orb. So what do you have? Let's say I have an Exalted Orb and I want alterations. Well, people are going to be willing to give me roughly 800. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in your shop, 800. So you're going to go, what do you have? Or what do you give? Alterations, 800. Well, I do 820 because I like having a being at the top. And then what I get, one exalt. And then if you look right up here, for my exalted orb, I get 950 alterations. So if you take this and you minus that, you get 130 alterations that just came out of nowhere, like magic. From 2 trades, you get an extra 130 alterations. So what is that worth? Well, let's see. If I had some chaos and I would like to buy alterations, so if someone has chaos and wants to buy my alterations, for 130, it's basically gonna cost, if I want to be over here with the top people, 13 chaos. So within 2 trades, I made 13 chaos. And these trades come literally 10 times per minute. So you can make flipping currency 5, 10, 20, 30 exalted orbs in a single day of pure flipping. I normally flip pretty casually because I do bulks, and bulks trades require more currency and therefore a lot less clients. Therefore, I make something like 1 to 2 exalted orbs flipping an hour, but the difference is I can map and actually play the game. I'm not just a hideout warrior, which is the big difference. But if you want to do like small trades, like such as this, like 10 for 120, you're going to be getting spammed with like hundreds and hundreds of PMs, like always. You're just going to be spam, 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 spam. People want to sell, people want to buy, people want to, like, you're going to be making tons of currency. And what do you need to start out? You need this. A single exalted orb is pretty much all you need to actually start out. What you can do with a single exalted orb, as I previously showed, is sell it. Someone has some alterations. They want your exalted. Let's just say you're gonna give it for 950. So for your one exalted orb, worth roughly, let's say 88 chaos, you're gonna get 950 alterations. Those 950 alterations can be sold for something like 95 chaos. So with your single two trades of selling your exalt and getting and selling those alterations, you've made 7 chaos. You're gonna get 95 chaos worth of alterations for your 88 chaos worth exalted orb. So there you go. That's 7 chaos within 2 trades. You do this plenty of times, plenty of times, plenty of times, and within a day, we're starting with 1 exalt. I guarantee you can log off with 2, 3, 4, 5 exalts with just 1 exalt as a start. Of course, as everyone knows, as everyone says, you need money to make money. And that's not true, because I just told you need 1 exalt, and that's not a whole lot of currency. From level 1 to 50, 60, 70, by just selling stuff and like whatever little things you get for a few chaos in there, you should have an exalted ore by the time you get to maps, which is basically kind of level 70. You should have this for sure. Unless RNG literally like took a dump over you, all over you, you get nothing, you should have at least 1 exalt and you should be ready to flip at level 70. I started flipping well, I started playing this league roughly 3 weeks late, and I was a complete noob, as I said at the beginning of the video. Therefore, I knew nothing about the game mostly. Um, I knew not much about the game. I didn't know what currencies were worth what. And I've amassed something like, let's say there's roughly 100 exalts. If I just take 100 exalt cash, I have a headhunter worth another maybe 100 exalts. I've got a bunch of 6 links and whatnot, plus arrow quivers, whatever. Like I've got roughly maybe 2 to 300 exalts, probably 250 to 300 exalts worth of stuff right now, and I am very casual. And when I do play, I don't play very efficiently because I am pretty new and I like picking up rares and because I like IDing rares and seeing what they give and all that. So I'm not all that efficient. Someone who plays actually very efficient or someone who just plays Hideout Warrior and does this whole flipping thing I just explained, but over every single currency because you can do it over every single currency. Any currency you see here, except for maybe transmutes, and maybe augmentations and I guess like these and like these, but from gem cutters to chisels to divines, everything you see here except for those guys and those guys, everything you see here can be flipped. And it cannot only be flipped from X currency to chaos and chaos to X currency. It can be flipped all to anything to everything. That's gonna require a lot of micromanagements. Let's say you want to do regrets to alterations and fusings to divines or whatever the hell, anything can be done. You can flip any currency to any currency, and normally those are the ones that are actually going to get you the most profit. Doing, let's say, scourings to chaos and then chaos to scourings is going to give you a good margin of profit. I normally get about 6 scourings per trade by buying and selling them, so that's roughly 3.5, 4 chaos per trade. And then there's it's every single trade I set up has roughly 4 to 8 chaos profit for every single thing I have set up. But what normally gives a lot more money is things that other people don't do, such as, let's say, regrets to annulments or like fusings to GCPs and whatnot. Those things that no one really does because no one knows how to price things at, well, that's where you can get a really good margin of profit because no one really knows how to price things at. So what you can do is just take in what your fusings are worth to chaos and what GCPs are worth to chaos, and give yourself a good margin of profit, and then just post it. And those trades come less often, but they're very profitable, very, very, very profitable. Things like Val's exalts are also very profitable. You can get over 10 to 12 to 15 chaos profit per trade. Let's say you sell Val orbs like 80 for an exalt, and then you ask 100 for your exalt. People will do that because some people are just desperate and they're too lazy to sell their Valorbs to Chaos and then Chaos to Alterations, which would be very, very good for them. They'd get a lot more out of those trades. But some people are just lazy and they don't care, so they'll give you 100 Valorbs, which are worth over 1 Chaos per. So let's just say 105 Chaos for an Exalted Orb worth 86, 88. So you're getting like 12 15 chaos per trade, which is insane when you think about, well, you're like, now you're probably thinking, well, that's just 15 chaos, man. I can do that in one map. Yeah, well, your map's maybe gonna take what, 3, 4, 5 minutes to clear if you're doing higher maps and like actually picking up rares or whatever. So let's say 4 or 5 minutes. On the other hand, those kind of trades come normally, let's say 5, 6, 7, 10 times every single minute. When I have my actual rates set up, which I don't right now, because I haven't been playing much today and yesterday, so I didn't fix my rates. I was just mapping for a bit. You can make ridiculous amounts because you're getting spammed always, and every single trade is money. Every single trade gives you profit. No matter what it is, if your rates are set up right, you're getting profit. So let me show you very quickly a super baseline on how to price things. What you're going to do, let's just use alterations to exalt for quick example. You have someone, because it's not you, because you're the one with the exalted orb. Someone has alterations and want your exalted orb. What are they going to pay? I mean, yeah, what are they going to pay? 895, 925, and then you look at that and you're like, how do I know what to price it at, right? Well, my baseline, what I use, my rule of thumb is half the page. I go down half the page, and that's pretty much where I price mine at. Right now, there's a really big dispersion between like this and like the first one, so that's not too great. But let's say half the page is 980. So let's say you want more clients than the other people. Well, let's say 950. So you'll give 950, or they'll give you 950 alterations for your one exalt. And it's the same thing for every currency. Let's say a currency that there's a ton of things at and that is really hard to price for a lot of people. Fusings to chaos, or chaos to fusings. Well, there's a ton of people, and there's a bunch of different rates. So you're like, how do I know how to price mine at? Simple. What I do, have the first page. There you go. That's your price. That should give you quite a bit of clients. If you happen to have a ton of fusings and you're lacking chaos, well, just bump it up a bit. So give a little bit more. So for example, for this, what you pay, someone's going to give you 174 for your 100 chaos. Well, let's say you have a bunch of chaos, you don't, or a bunch of fusings, you don't really need chaos. Well, bump it up to 178 or 176. That's going to bring you down lower, but typically all the first half of the page is not gonna respond. Like 99% of the time they don't respond. So what I say by going at half the first page is you're pretty much gonna be the first one to respond unless someone just happens to respond in the first half, which normally never happens. I did a little bit of an experiment with a divine orbs for that. I was trying to buy some divine orbs, and the first person to respond was a page and a half into it, and they all had the same price. Pretty much all had the same price tag. The first person to respond was a page and a half down. So a lot of people just don't respond for small trades. Let's say for some guy who's buying them at 14, selling them at 15, right? That's one chaos per trade. If I'm in the middle of a vault map, let's say, or a spider forest map, in the middle of a breach, and I'm just killing things, no way I'm gonna respond for one chaos. And that's the same thing. Same thing goes for more people. And how it works is some people care more for less currency, and while some other people just don't care unless it's big amounts. I'm one of the person who don't really care much unless it's big amounts, because I got to the point where I can buy in bulk and sell in bulk. So unless there's at least 5 chaos in it for me for a trade, I'm not gonna, well, not gonna respond, but I'm not gonna list it. All my listings are made that I make at least 4 to 8 chaos per trade. If I'm making less than that, I'm just not gonna I'm not gonna list it, so therefore I'm not gonna get whispers. There's always some weird people that whisper you like, "Hey man, I got like 3 regals. You want them for 2 chaos?" I'm like, "What the fuck, dude? Don't PM me. That's no." Anyways, sorry if you're one of those people, man. I feel your struggle, but if you've watched this video the entire time, which is getting kind of long and I'm just rambling, you're not gonna be there anymore, man. You're gonna be fucking swimming in money. And I know right now I probably don't look that rich. I don't have a few mirrors here, but I do have about, 100 exalts, headhunter, which is worth another 100. I do have some six links and stuff. But most importantly, I've gambled about 200x this league, trying to get a +1 Doomfletch and trying to get a +1 All Gem 6 Link. So yeah, I've gambled quite a bit of currency away, which is what you can do when you make a bunch by flipping. So thanks for watching and enjoy being rich.